Hello guys and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. In this tutorial I'll be showing you guys how to make a spruce tree, a custom spruce tree like you see behind me. Not the vanilla one, we'll be transforming that one to hopefully something a bit more visually appealing. Here's the winter variant, what we'll be doing as well. But as you can see, the idea that we're going for is just a bigger and a bit more amplified version with the branches sticking out a bit more. A few twigs, and just looking a bit more amplified, a bit more enhanced version of the basic ones. But the rules still apply. You want a main trunk, and you want some uniform kind of branches. So with conifers, they grow in clusters, and we'll see what that means very shortly. So let's just get started with some spruce wood, and we're going to make this one a bit big. So we'll go for about 14 blocks high. This is a bit of a rough guess. I'm just trying to make it a bit bigger than that one. Yeah, that looks nice. And here we'll just finish the top off with some smaller branches, which we'll just use fences for that. And back to the bottom. So you'll want to go up 2.5 blocks and then place your slabs just like so. And then kind of drooping like that. Just like real life, because that's what we're going to try and do. Just try and be as authentic to the real species as possible. I like to try and base my spruces off Norway spruces. Then we'll just go another 2.5, and we want to go on the top layer of the third block, just so we can place blocks above it. And then we'll just go 2 each on these. There we go, just like so. Then we go up another 2.5. There we go. I think on these ones we'll finish them off with a trapdoor, just so it appears that the twigs are starting to get smaller. Because each one of these clusters is basically, to oversimplify it, is a year's growth. So this would be the first year's growth twig, second year's growth, third year's growth. So each one would be a bit smaller. So that's the reasoning for that. And the top, let's just use just some fences. Yeah, that's about 2.5. Well, it's 3. There we go. You can use fence gates if you want. And to be fair, I do like fence gates quite a lot doing these, but I'm trying to save them usually as little twigs. So that's what I've been doing with these. Put another twig maybe here. Maybe not. You don't want to overdo it, so maybe we'll just put another slab there. Actually, no, I don't like that. You see, you'll experiment a lot. We'll do the twigs after. So now we just want to add the leaves. So that's the hardest part done, really. Now you just want to spam these bad boys everywhere. Try and cover the branches all the way, and there's not really any formula to this, just keep clicking away, and the more random the better, really. But we're trying to make the inside not too overbearing, just because in real life usually the inside of the tree is quite hollow, as these leaves don't receive any light usually when the tree gets to a certain size, and they're all brown and wither away. That's why I see a lot of like needles on the ground around here. So we try and keep that bit as empty as possible. There you go. And also it kind of just replicates. When you go up to one in real life and you look up, you can actually see the branches, and you think, oh, I could climb up that. But obviously in the vanilla ones, you can't really do much. It doesn't really feel like a tree, but you know, it does feel like a tree. Making your own custom ones, and we're just trying to get the sense of that these branches are drooping down a little bit from the weight. But whatever you guys feel like your trees want to look, you can just customize it to however you want it. That's the great thing about custom trees. You can just make them however you wish. See, I think maybe I want this branch to droop down a little bit more. There you go. Easy as that. Same with this one. And then do another one up here. There you go. Yeah, just make it as bushy as you can. And just don't be afraid to get a bit messy with this one. Here we go, up here. Second from last layer. And obviously the bigger trees you do, the more detail you can go in. But this is just trying to fix the vanilla trees, because they're not my favourite. They look like baby trees, which I've done down there, really. Not fully grown spruce trees. And spruce trees in real life are a lot more bushy than this, but I do like the appearance of the trunk showing and some little twigs. It does something, you know? Instead of just seeing a huge cone of a bush, it's nice to see some indications of branches and twigs. It'll add a layer of depth to your build, and that attention to detail. But yeah, don't be afraid just to do some random things, you know. Trees are random; they just grow towards the light, and just seed everywhere. They're not too fussy where they grow. Wherever there's light and water, that's where they'll be. And good soil conditions. Yeah, try not to be too uniform. As you can see, I'm just trying to stop myself from making too much of a uniform pattern. Just because trees aren't always perfect, and that's okay. Neither are we. But as you can see, we're using the default resource pack at the moment, so the leaves do look quite a bit sparse, but I do recommend using better leaves as a mod pack, which makes these trees just brings them to life, really, and I'll show you that later. But they still look good in vanilla if you get them right. And what you want to do as you go through making these trees is just take a step back every now and again and just be like, I don't like that little bit there, for example. So just come up here, just take it out. It's just because we've already got this one here. I don't really like them touching. And then see a little bit of a gap in here. And you know what? I want this whole section to be twigs. I want it to be a very twiggy bit of the tree. Maybe this is an old cluster that died, perhaps. Maybe it didn't get enough light. It got overshadowed by the above branches. And yeah, that looks pretty good to me. I think the bottom, because the bottom branches have been the oldest, I think they ought to be a bit more bushier than this. So let's just get a few more leaves in here. And that's the thing with building trees. You take a step back and you want to change things, but don't overdo it. Less is more sometimes. You don't want to spend hours on one tree. I think I like that. Yeah, it's nice. It's not as dense as this one, but it's taller. So sometimes that's the trade-off. Maybe just one overhanging branch here. Yeah, I think I like that. And I like to have them quite high as well, so you can just, when you put them into your worlds, you can just go underneath them and feel a bit shaded, you know. It's quite nice when it's all snowing. So there you have it, as your own custom spruce tree. Let's just cover that up. Don't like that. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, and to make it a winter spruce tree, all you got to do is just add snow. It's not too complicated, but I'll show you the technique that I will use if I were doing this. And that is, you want the bottom layer of the tree to have received the most snow, just because these lower branches are the strongest, so they can have a lot of snow on them without breaking. The top branches will usually bend and droop, and all the snow will just fall down on these heavier and thicker branches. So for these ones, on the tips I would have them quite light, as so, but then Oh, more tips. You'd have a bit thicker here, just where the tree can actually withstand some thick snow, and it just adds the finer details really to your Minecraft builds, and it looks really nice. There we go. Yeah, just try and keep them quite thin on the tips. And this is quite a tedious bit of the build, and if you have Axiom or World Edit, you can do it a lot quicker, but for the sake of just showing you how to do the layers, I'll do it for every single leaf. I know this is very exhilarating content, so then just a bit more. The only problem about doing twigs, you can't put snow underneath it, which is a shame. Obviously you can if you're using mods, but trying to keep this as vanilla as possible. So obviously we're going a bit thinner up here, just because can't really take as much snow as the bottom did. And I would say the maximum use about 4 layers if you're going to do, you know, this technique. I wouldn't go above 4 layers because then it just looks like a bit of a blocky tree. You don't want 2 blocks on your leaf, it just looks odd. Oh, missed a bit down here. Yeah, I do recommend using Axiom if you're on a PC or Mac or anything like that. It does make life a lot easier. Well, having said that, we're nearly done, so it didn't take us too long. I try and get it a bit thicker closer to the base of the tree there. And we're nearly there. Probably missed some, that's not the end of the world. Nearly there. Maybe a little bit thick on these ones. Oh, and just one on the top. That's all you need. I think that's all of them. Let's have a little look. Would you look at that? You got yourself a Minecraft realistic spruce tree. And that will just look fantastic in your worlds. And a bit better than the original vanilla. So I hope this has been easy to follow. I hope you guys can build these into your world. I really think it will improve it and just make it look really nice and Christmassy as well, if you're watching this in the festive season. Yeah, I'm so glad you've decided to join me today, and I really hope that you can spruce up your worlds. See what I did there? Anyway, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.